Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to a solemn episode of Hollywood After Dark. Tonight, we say goodbye to the queen of social, that's what we have movies. Queen Angela Lansbury, the true GOAT, passed away today. We're talking about Tom Cruise going to space. And Bill Murray, just the fuck. Bill Murray, Jesus, that and a whole bunch of other news tonight here. Hollywood After Dark, folks. Let's fucking go. Hey, what's going on, everybody? How you guys doing? Welcome to the party. Welcome to the show. It is, of course, the 11th of October, 2022, a day that shall remain, I guess, and maybe a little bit of infamy. You know, again, like I said, the passing of one badass Angela Lansbury at the age of 96, peacefully in her sleep. That is very sad. I'll just start off with this real quick here. Obviously, you know, we're all very saddened by her death. I'm glad it was peaceful in her sleep. You know what I mean? I'm glad that it was that, and it wasn't anything horrible or tragic. You know what I mean? So she lived a long, illustrious life, a really, really, really good life. Had a I think a 7-decade career, and everyone is going to remember her. Her legacy is going to live on, and that is something that I think a lot of us out there are striving for in a multitude of ways we may never get, but we're definitely trying to get there. And obviously with Angela Lansbury, she truly lived it. And you know what? She'll definitely 100% be missed. And I am very saddened about that, you guys. Trying to, like, I know I led with that. It's supposed to be a fun show tonight, but before we get into everything, obviously, if you guys want to help support the channel, Hollywood After Dark Premium, by becoming a channel member, or patreon.com/Matt Jarbo. Patreon, no fees go to YouTube, folks. No fees go to YouTube. That's always a good way to do that. Help out there. I always appreciate that. And then if you guys like crazier, darker stuff, I've got the Deep Lore podcast. Just talked about the guy here. His name is Tiny. Kind of an oxymoron there a little bit. A man who potentially sold human burgers to unsuspecting people of the women that he killed. Very interesting tale there. Very kind of, I'll put it to you, if you like the movie Joker, there's a little bit of kind of an overlap in regards to an unreliable narrator. That's why the story is so interesting. And of course, as time goes on, there will be a lot more coverage of crazy stories. That's just what I like to do here. But let me just check in with the chat, see how you guys are doing today. I do see Vince is here saying that he's hoping that he gets a new job. Hey man, I hope you get it. He says here, I hope I get this new job tomorrow that literally would get off at the same time you stream. Well, sir, I would prefer it if we got off together. I'm kidding. But no, that's great, Vince. Vince is a good dude. He also gave some gift subs recently. So if you have been given a gift sub to the channel, thank you very much to Vince for that. So be sure to give him a lot of love. I see we got Shiny. We got Patrick Reed is here. Anime guy, Roman numeral, saying rip Dame Lansbury. That's right. Eyes only. Garrick here with a very interesting post. Says, have you heard Boogie2988 is almost broke and needs to get a day job now? I did watch his video on that. And man, I'll tell you guys, listen, I've known Boogie for years. Boogie and I are cool. I've known Boogie a long time. I understand the situation he finds himself in because I'm kind of in a very similar situation. I didn't lose money on crypto. Maybe I think I put like $100 into like Ripple back in 2017, 2018, somewhere in there. And, I view that kind of investment the same way I view gambling and the same way I view going to strip clubs. Don't spend more money than you have. And if you don't have the money, then don't spend it. But Boogie was like, everyone was into crypto. And when you're making some good money on YouTube or streaming, and it can get away from you is what I want to say. Right. So it's like, I think this may sound weird, but part of it is kind of like this, where when you do this as a job, like, I'll be honest. So I put out a video the other day about that Grinch parody, the mean one, right? That video is like probably one of the first videos I've had on this channel actually gained traction in like 3 years. And it's actually earned a fair amount in regards to advertising revenue. You know what I mean? And so it's like when you put out like a 4-minute video that takes you literally less than 20 minutes to make, and you make like over $100 on that, and you're like, holy shit, that's just like easy money. And that becomes addictive. And that's why you see people put out like 3-4 videos a day and things like that, because they're trying to just play that game. But when you get that money coming on in and all your bills are met and everything is met and you're sitting on this like excess amount of cash, in Boogie's case, 4.1 or 4.3 million subs. He's got like sponsors. He did, Twitch and everything else. So he's still making money, but he's sitting on a nest egg and he wants to invest it to do more. And as a result of that, he loses a lot on crypto. And I think that's kind of the biggest problem, is that when you lose that much on crypto, it's not like, it could come back, but it's gone. This is like a stock market situation. Don't bet more than what you got. I will say though, I watched his video and I felt bad. I felt bad when I watched it. I was actually out doing food delivery at the time on an order that I got like boned on. It was a 10-mile delivery. It was a $3 upfront. I thought there might be a tip on the back end. There wasn't. It was from a high-end restaurant, so that's why I assumed there would have been a tip. There wasn't, and I got hosed on gas when gas is $5 a gallon. So I was kind of like, I get where he's coming from, but I'm at the same time like, dude, you got a car. All right, if you want my DoorDash referral code, I'll hook you up. You know what I mean? It's something coming in if you're that bad. But like, and I get asking the audience for support. Like, I've got a Patreon down there. I've got the channel memberships. You guys have been very supportive and helping me maintain a good amount of my income so I can not be driving 100% of the time. I'd love to get it to be 100%, no more driving. I would love that. But it is what it is. I personally would feel so weird being in a position where I'm like, hey guys, I need money. You know what I mean? Like I would sell shit at that point. I would sell cameras. I would, it's a holiday season and whatnot. I am looking at actually applying for the U.S. Postal Service, just to have some extra money coming on in, because it is that thing. That's a deal. So it's like, you got to make those sacrifices. You got to do that stuff. Now that's the problem with old YouTube, is for the longest time, there was so much money coming on in that it made it like, you just don't think about a lot of the other stuff, because like you're living in this completely different world that is now dominated by a watch metric, right? Average minutes watched versus anything else. And on this podcast, I get about an average of between 20 to 26 minutes per view on average. And that's great. So it is just that. Anyway, a lot going on there. HBR Series says, pay me, I'm broke. Shiny says, I'm unemployed. I'm in that position right now. Didn't you just get a new job? Shiny, I mean, I'm sorry to hear that, brother. I really am sorry to hear that. I remember a few months ago, you were like all excited. You got this like new job you wanted. Sorry to hear that. He says, I'm thinking about selling my collection. Yeah, man. Like that's kind of what's going on. You know what I mean? Like we're all kind of in that situation right now in a number of different ways. And a lot of us who do this, like it becomes, it's just, the world is so weird. Let me see if I could find that clip real quick that I was sent yesterday that like kind of gives you an idea of just like what life is like to be a content creator, not in the movie side of things, because in the movie side of things, it's a little bit different. But let me see if I can find, here we go. This was sent to me yesterday, and oops. And it really, it is absolutely, again, indicative of what things are like being a content creator right now. And here, check this out. This is from TwitchCon. There's Amaranth. You might know the name Amaranth. And she's doing, pictures, and people are paying her for autographs and photos. And again, that's totally how it is. That's totally fine. But like Just check this out. Okay, all going good, right? You're looking at it. And then here's the fetish.
Step.
Here's the fetish.
Oh, okay.
That's the fetish. No, and I ain't kink shaming. I ain't kink shaming, man. I'm just saying what we're looking at here is a scenario where you've got this, like, Amaranth very much is just like one step. I mean, I don't know if she does kind of what you would consider to be adult content, like, I mean, X-rated content on her OnlyFans. I don't think she ever goes that far, but it's like, that is just where things are. And that is, it's like, it's one of those things where, again, no, I'm not hating the player, hate the game sort of thing. But when you look at something like that and you're like, there's literally no way to truly compete in this market unless you've got that sort of angle, or you are just so wildly flippant with your opinions on stuff and how you attack everybody, and you run off of anger, which is what, like, the Fandom Menace does and everything else. It's very it's very kind of difficult some days to look at this and go, yeah, I'm going to stick with it. You know what I mean? Like, it's very weird. You know, it's just, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. And demonetized. Most of these streams are demonetized anyway. That's kind of how it operates, man. You can't really get too upset with that, to be fair. That is just kind of how it is. Not the biggest fan of it myself, but hey, listen, you know, it is what it is, man. But anyway, just to kind of move off of that topic, where, like, I get it. It's a struggle right now for a number of people. It's a struggle right now for a lot of different reasons. Everyone is trying to get by. Everyone is trying to figure out what it is they're trying to do, what they want to do. And even I'm trying to do the same thing. You know what I mean? Like, I know the limit of what I can probably do with Hollywood After Dark. I enjoy doing it. I enjoy talking to you guys, but I am looking at ways to, like, expand outward, to do more content. And a big part of that is also going to be limiting how long these streams are. You know, and I've talked about this, like, doing an hour to 90 minutes is one thing. When it starts going beyond that, it ends up being something that it starts just kind of really, really, really eating in to literally everything. But to keep things more positive, before we get into this, hold on here. Rational, $2. Thank you, buddy. Says, who does a better detective, Batman or Jessica Fletcher? I mean, listen, Batman is the world's greatest detective, but I think Jessica Fletcher has ultimately put away more criminals than Batman. And she did it without ever once resorting to violence. She did it without ever once needing anything more than her pen. Because, as they say, the pen is mightier than the sword. Rip Angela Lansbury, a.k.a. Jessica Fletcher. There's that. Tony here asking, have you ever thought about doing an OnlyFans? I mean, no. Trust me when I look at myself naked in the mirror when I get ready to go in the shower, and there's nothing there that I'm like, yeah, I'd pay for that. I mean, unless, like, I find women with a husky fetish, you know, like, cause it's like, I'm a chunky dude. I'm a portly guy, right? Like, if you slap me, some ripples will happen. But at the same time, it's like, is there a fetish for that? Is there a kink for that? Like, I'm not against it, to be fair, but it's like, you know, what do you want me to do? Like, compress my titties together and go, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Mr. President. Like, what the fuck, right? Anyway, you know, so there's that. Garrick asking, would you rather subscribe to a Boogie or DSP OnlyFans? Flat out Boogie, dude. DSP would just be lazy with it. Like Boogie would try. Boogie would absolutely try to give you your money's worth on OnlyFans. You know, he would import cucumbers from Review Tech USA. They would go into places that the sun has never shown, and it would never shine again because you would never find those cucumbers. DSP would definitely just like stand there, probably just like fully nude with like a semi-flaccid penis, and just go, "Oh wow." Or complain about the OnlyFans algorithm for like 8 hours. And that could be his kink. I don't know. That could be his kink. I have no idea what he's into. But let's see here. Kunst says it's called dad bods and it's a kink. I don't quite know if I qualify as the dad bod, because the dad bod is usually like broad shoulders, you know what I mean? And then you've got the beer gut. Okay. I'm different. I'm not built like that. I have very wide shoulders, and it kind of goes down, you know. And then if you look, I got really like thin wrists. I have no fucking idea. Like this, I don't know why my wrists are as thin as they are, but they're super fucking thin. So I don't have like, my physicality is very weird. I don't quite understand what stock I'm from on that front. But again, it's like, whatever. I don't know if I qualify for that. If Rich ever had an OnlyFans, would I ever? No, why would I ever sub to an OnlyFans? Like, why would I ever sub to an OnlyFans? Like, I don't understand. Like, as a man, I don't have a need to do that. That's the thing. I don't. All right. Maybe I'm just old school on that front. I don't know, but it's like, listen, I type in Pornhub or X videos or Spankbank or Tubate or what a number of the other ones that are out there, right? You can find something that will suit your fancy for the allotted time you need to get where you need to get to. You know, whatever is out there, I can already find. You know, or at least like an equivalent as such, you know? So I don't need that. Let's see. Garrick here asking, have you followed any of the Kanye West drama to think he was producing the Pornhub Awards in 2018? We talked a little bit about Kanye the other night. Some of the things Kanye was saying, not the best. He's definitely had, he's had some issues, man. He's had some issues, and I feel like a lot of people out there are just kind of, like they realize that now more than ever. And I wouldn't be surprised if he comes on out and starts like backing Elon Musk and what Elon's been saying to like, you know, Putin about trying to end the war in Ukraine, effectively just giving those 3 eastern states of Ukraine over to Russia, allowing them to annex them like they did Crimea to avoid nuclear war, is very interesting. And never mind, just to say how much of a fuckhead Elon Musk is. He is blocking Ukraine from using Starlink over Crimea. You know, anyway, I don't want to spend too much time talking about politics. Is that, have I ever uploaded to X Hamster? No, there's no nude photography of me. I'm okay with that. I was okay with that, man. So let's see. Dar Scipio here says, any response to Max's video stream regarding UN Skills scoop BS? I don't know. I was just on Max's stream. I don't know if he was talking about that. I don't quite know what's going on with all that. We talked, I mean, I know that those guys are live right now, and I know that they're trying to make the claim that like by criticizing Syl, it makes you like a racist or something. And I say that because like even Mikey Sutton was trying to argue that point the other day, which was just kind of wild. Here, I'll show you guys what I'm talking about here. So this was sent to me by RJ. So if you look here, this is from the big, stream the other night where Skywalker and all those guys were attacking everybody after following up that Twitter space here. And look, he says, Mikey Sutton says, go after black and Filipino scoopers. The optics, not good. Which he's trying to say, because he's Filipino and Syl is black, and they think that people who criticize them, they're trying to argue that anyone who criticizes them is only doing it because of the color of their skin. which is flippantly ridiculous. And honest to God, Mikey is smarter than that. He knows he's just full of shit. These are guys who have been effectively called out, and they're trying to find a way to get around that. That's a lot of what it boils down to. So let's see here. Protoss says, wow, if you're not a fan of Syl, you're an ist. Yeah, that's kind of what they're arguing. And their fans are. Syl himself has come out, and like, I think he put out a statement like on a stream today. I heard something about it where he's like, I want to move past the drama. I just want to focus on my shit, do my scoop stuff over here. But his, for lack of a better term, his capos, his lieutenants are out there calling anyone who criticizes an ist. And it's like, dude, if these are still your moderators, these are still your friends, these are still people on your streams, and they're saying this, you can't hide behind you can't hide behind that. Like, it's not me saying it, it's them saying it when you're still like on their platform and they're on your platform and things like that. So it's all crazy. It's all crazy. Mladen here says Warner Brothers is going to stream on October 13th, Black Adam premiere on their YouTube channel. Isn't the premiere tomorrow? I thought the Black Adam premiere was tomorrow. So I don't get that. But I will definitely want to stream that because I want to check it out. I mean, obviously the first big release in a while is Black Adam. So it's kind of what we're all going to be talking about, you guys. However, I do want to talk about a movie. I'm going to show you guys a trailer for this new one that dropped today. This is called Megan. And I fucking want to see this movie, dude. This is coming out early next year. I think it's going to be lit. Check it out.
Katie, you lost your parents.
Welcome home.
You're my niece. I'm gonna do everything I can to make this place feel like home.
Just wish I could see them again.
I'm not equipped to handle this. I don't even take care of my own plants. I have this project at work. Do you want to see?
Yes.
Ever since I was little, I dreamed of this perfect toy that would protect a kid from ever feeling lonely or sad. This is Megan.
Hi, Megan. I'm Katie. It's nice to meet you, Katie.
That's so
Do you want to
freaky.
hang out? Okay.
Megan, your goal is to protect Katie from harm, both physical and emotional.
Is that a doll?
Model 3 generative android. Megan, for short.
I can't believe you made this. I love it.
Wanna hang out, yeah, sounds like fun.
Great job.
It's nice to have a friend.
It's honestly like she's part of the family now.
They could be building emotional connections that are too hard to untangle.
She's the happiest she's been since her parents died. Eat the toppings, Katie.
Research shows if you force a child to eat vegetables, they'll be less likely to choose those foods as adults.
Is that so?
Yes, experts say.
Megan, turn off.
I thought we were having a conversation.
Dolls with attitude, man.
Make her say something.
Stop! Don't! Megan! You should probably run.
That's so creepy.
Megan, she pushed Brandon onto the road. I won't let anything harm you.
It's nice to have a friend.
Megan, turn off.
Recalibrating response model.
Oh yeah, this is so weird.
What's wrong with you? Don't worry, Katie. I won't let anything harm you. Ever again.
It's nice to have
Yeah. Dude, that looks fucking awesome. That looks really good. I was watching that trailer this morning, and I was just like, holy shit. It does. It looks like Child's Play. It looks like Annabelle a little bit because it's from the producers of Annabelle. It's also kind of got a little bit of what other vibe was it I was looking at there? It's like The Good Son, Macaulay Culkin, Elijah Wood. I mean, like, that's a good movie. Taylor here says it looks like Ex Machina meets Child's Play. Yeah, man. Like Batman here says you've liked everything. Yeah, for the most part, dude. I'm very easy to please. I might be critical of marketing and advertising and things like that and getting your hopes up, but generally speaking, it's not hard to walk into a movie and enjoy it. You know, it's not hard to walk into something and allow yourself to be, to let go and get into it. I think that's something that a lot of people out there kind of need to refine in their own life. I mean, look, I'll be fair. You've come in for a while. You're a pretty negative guy. And you're always complaining about something when you come on in. You're always just kind of, you usually complain a lot. So I would say that's more of a you problem than a me problem. Like, I know what I like. I know what I'm into. I know what entertains me. And I know exactly why things entertain me the way that they do. And I know from my own experiences why things are. And I'm always willing to explain why I either like something or I don't like something. But it's like you, and not just you, but there are other wet blankets that hang out in here occasionally that are very just kind of like, well, maybe y'all just need to step outside, touch grass, or do whatever. Let's see. Anyway, Tales from the Hood here says, I hope it's rated R. Oh, it's definitely going to be rated R. Ralph's Double Tits asking, have you seen the VHS 99 trailer? I haven't, actually. I haven't. Let's see. Reed here says, oh, the voice sounds like the Portal robot. It doesn't sound like Gladys. I can see where you're coming from, but Gladys has a very distinct voice. Very distinct. And I did love that Gladys's voice popped up in 2013's Pacific Rim. So now it's a you problem. You liked everything that no one else likes besides likes, like the Rings of Power, She-Hulk, and Thor: Love and Thunder. Yeah, it's still a you problem. A lot of people like She-Hulk. A lot of people like Thor: Love and Thunder. And a lot of people really like Rings of Power, dude. It's got over 100 million people watching it so far. So yes, it is a you problem, not a me problem. A you problem. That's just the truth of it. Like that's a you thing. And I think you got to sort that shit out, dude. If I'm being honest with you, that's kind of where I'm at with it here. Garrick asking, which Toby Hooper movie do you prefer, Texas Chainsaw Massacre or Poltergeist? Well, here's the thing. I really like Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It's probably my favorite. Didn't Spielberg mostly direct Poltergeist? But I've also I don't remember if I've seen the whole thing, to be honest with you. I've seen Poltergeist 3, the one that takes place in the hotel. I've seen that. But there's that, yeah. Yeah, and that's true. I do not like The Last Jedi, which I've explained on multiple occasions as to why. And I do not like Ghostbusters 2016 for a multitude of reasons as to why I don't like them. Let's see here. Matt Jarbo's Puffalicious, Chocolate Nipples, $30. Thanks, buddy. He says, Keyless is bossy more than 2 minutes. No, I'm not going to be doing that, actually. I appreciate that. You can cash that back if you want, or if we can find a way to give it back to you. Not going to do it. Sorry, buddy. You know what? I appreciate the support, but let me explain to you guys why I'm not going to do that. One, I don't really want to do it tonight anyway, because my voice is kind of scratchy. Two, this guy was attacking me just recently. And so I'm not a fan of that. So, no, I don't think I will. I can answer questions if you have questions, but I'm not going to be singing anything tonight. That's not going to happen. Let's see here. Do I know that there are like 6 Howling movies? No, I don't. I didn't know that. That's good. At least we both hate John Campea. I don't hate John Campea. I'm just not a big fan of John Campea. I try not to watch John Campea if I don't have to. I get messages about John Campea like every fucking day. But I'm just not going to do it. Let's see here. Henry Dorsey says the liking Rings of Power is entirely okay. We don't kink shame. Scat is a legitimate fetish. There you go, man. There you go. There you go on that. Rational. I never blocked him. He has another account though. He's been around, with a few different accounts. I know who he is, and it's, he was attacking me recently. So, for bullshit. I don't want to deal with that. So that's what it is. Garrick here saying Texas Chainsaw Massacre is also a lot of fun. It is Chop Top and Dennis Hopper dueling Leatherface with a chainsaw. Yeah, I mean, well, I will say, like, I do love, and I don't think Toby Hooper has anything to do with it, but the Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Next Generation, right, with McConaughey and Renee Zellweger. I actually really enjoyed that movie quite a bit. Anyway, I you know what I was actually looking at today? I actually rewatched the trailer today for the Netflix one that just came out a few months ago, and I know a lot of Texas Chainsaw Massacre fans are not a big fan of that. but for just like what it was, I actually kind of enjoyed it, and I wouldn't mind watching it again. There's that. Now, I do agree with Batman Superman that it is for a Friday the 13th remake. That is very, very, very true. I think the last one that we got was from 2009, and it was definitely it wasn't the best movie out there, to be honest. There was a lot of great violence in that movie. But at the end of the day, I wasn't impressed with it. Like, it was not one I felt the need to go back to. My biggest complaint with that movie from the 2009 one is that it was directed by Marcus Nispel. Nispel also did Pathfinder with Carl Urban. He did Conan the Barbarian with Jason Momoa. Friday the 13th. Okay. Marcus Nispel, I believe, is a very talented visual filmmaker, but he is not a very gifted storyteller. Like, he's very much style over substance. Because, I mean, like, Pathfinder, Carl Urban, Moon Bloodgood, fucking Clancy Brown as a Viking. I mean, it's just like, holy shit, dude. The movie looks amazing, but it was not a good movie. Conan the Barbarian, it's like not a great film. Looks good, violent as all hell, not a good movie. Friday the 13th was a smaller film, all things considered. Lots of good violence, probably his best made movie, but still, he hasn't really done much since then. So, Nispel also did the 2003 Texas Chainsaw remake. Oh, really? Yeah. Also, Michael Bay produced that Friday the 13th. What you need to remember, though, about Michael Bay and the whole Platinum Dunes thing, Michael Bay, it's his company, but he doesn't actively like produce these films. Like he's not a producer boots on the ground. He's an exec producer who might make a couple phone calls to get some money in or things like that. Like, his involvement is not very high. If he was an actual producer on the movie, that would be something entirely different. But it's mostly just a high level, like just making the phone calls and stuff. But I do need to go back and watch the 2003 movie. I remember it being a pretty decent film, from what I remember. And then also, but I've never seen Leatherface. I need to give that a check out. And Reed, if you sent me a picture, oh yeah, about the Ahmed Best thing. Yeah, he's doing like a one-man show. That's pretty cool. All right, let me get up what I need to get up to here. A couple things worth diving into before we get into the main stuff. Again, today's going to be a bit of a not slower, but a bit of a shorter show because I got to catch up on some watching of some stuff, and everything else, because there's a lot of stuff I'm behind on, considering that I've got to check out last week's Andor, this week's Andor. I got to start watching House of the Dragon. I want to watch Halloween from 2018 and Halloween Kills to get ready for Halloween Ends. I need to figure out like how I'm going to do patio commentary, things like that. It's a busy ass week, but I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. A lot of good stuff there. So, all right, why don't we take a look at one of the bigger news of the day that I probably should have put in the thumbnail to get more people watching, but it is what it is. Marvel decided today that they wanted to shake up everything, that they really wanted to shake up a lot of stuff here, and they moved some stuff back. So we know that Blade has had a fair amount of problems, right? They just recently lost their director, and you're hearing that they haven't been able to get a new one yet. There was a rumor I heard today floating around about how it could be Sam Raimi who might be doing it. It could be Sam Raimi who might be directing Blade. I don't think so, but the script is being rewritten from scratch. So there's that. But now Blade has a release date of September 6, 2024. And Deadpool has been moved to November 8th, 2024. Fantastic Four is now February 14th. And Avengers Secret Wars is now May 1st. So there's a lot there. There's a lot going into that. And you know what? Cool. Like, I don't mind. I'm at a weird thing now where I don't necessarily mind as much stuff that gets pushed back, I should say, because there's a lot of content I haven't seen. And I do feel that where we are right now with like the Marvel stuff and a lot of the high-end franchise stuff is just like, watch product, get excited for next product, never really living with certain things. There are movies I want to go back and revisit. There's certain things I want to talk about. I don't mind the anticipation. I mean, By the time Avengers Secret Wars comes out, I will be 44. I'm in no fucking hurry to get to 44, if you guys know what I mean. So I'm kind of okay with that, but there's still a lot of Marvel content coming out as time goes on. And so we're going to be okay with all that. It sucks a little bit because it would be really cool to watch these movies, but at the same time, I'm definitely okay with stuff getting delayed a little bit because it only allows them to make it better, right? It only allows them to make it better. And I think that's something that Marvel needs to focus on right now, really getting these stories solid, really getting the scripts done, really figuring out the path. I think phase 4 has been their weakest phase, but it's still a good phase, but it's been their weakest phase because there's been a lot of rapid expansion. Not only with new characters theatrically, but you've also got the shows and you've got the animated series and you've got a lot of stuff going on. And Feige might be a little bit stretched too thin, especially if he is still working on a Star Wars movie. So you guys can understand it might be okay for them to kind of just, take a little bit of time with that. Funny thing too, I found this real quick. So I'm subscribed to the Watch Dogs subreddit. And this is kind of a weird thing talking about like taking their time and getting it right and why you should do that. There is a fan petition right now with only 21 signatures, by the way, that is trying to get Ubisoft to revive Watch Dogs Legion. They've effectively just let it languish. They've let it die. And the game wasn't very good. You know what I mean? The game wasn't very good at all. And as a result of that, they kind of they tried to do stuff with it. It didn't connect with fans the way that the other ones did. And they've almost kind of just moved on past it rather than taking the time to get it right. And I think they're probably working on Watch Dogs 4 and going back to basics. But at the same time, there are fans who do want more of this. But this goes to show you that even a video game that has the ability to be reworked and patched and fixed as time goes on, movies and television shows, they don't necessarily have that ability to fix some story problems. And if you don't get it right, you can really damage where you find yourself with the fan base. And that is kind of where we find ourselves with this. Batman Superman here says, no, let it die. Look, man, I didn't care for, I spent a lot of hours in Watch Dogs Legion and until I finally just said, F it. Donovan here says, well, they are working on the Avatar game and aims in AC Mirage. Yeah, but that is Ubisoft is like, the Avatar game is being done through Massive Studios, the developers of The Division, and AC Mirage, I think, is being done through Ubisoft Montreal, if I'm correct. So there's that. Anyway, Garrick asks us, remember all the hype for the OG Watch Dogs? Yes. Yes, it did. And it crashed and burned? That's actually not true. It had some problems at launch. It has found a very strong fan base since then. Watch Dogs 2 in 2016 was excellent, and a lot of people still play it. Just recently, I just went through it again on Xbox Games Pass and fucking loved it. Had a lot of fun. So I definitely would love to see more from this because I like this particular franchise myself, but I just wanted to kind of touch upon that as a segue after talking about the situation with Marvel on that one. But also, speaking of video games, because it got brought up a little bit ago, John Carpenter thinks he could make a really good Dead Space movie, saying that would make a real great movie. I could do that. Now, I guess the question is, could he do that? Now, again, a lot of people out there, a lot of people, folks, a lot of people, they're going to sit there and say, oh my God, let Carpenter tackle it. Let Carpenter do Dead Space. Give him $100 million budget. Send him off into the wild and just do it. But if you look at his movies, the last couple that he's done, they haven't really done as well as his previous stuff. Even like hardcore Carpenter aficionados kind of look at, Vampires from 98 and they go, maybe that was like the last really good John Carpenter movie. Because remember, he followed that up with Ghosts of Mars, which kind of came and went. And then he did another one that was like something that was like, I think, straight to DVD, right? So, yeah, that was right. Carpenter hasn't made a movie since 2010's The Ward with Amber Heard. Yeah, and Tails here says he's really old too. Yes, he is he is old. He's like 80. Spherical Man here says Jarbo and his Don Jr. impersonation. Is that, I mean, it was kind of a Trumpy thing, but whatever. Yeah. The vampire, I love vampires, dude. Vampires is like up there for John Carpenter films. I think if they took, because if he should do a sequel to Vampires that kind of approaches it like from like the Vatican angle, because like the way that they handled, like the Vatican knew about vampires and they employed these vampire hunters and things like that. That was pretty freaking cool. Batman Superman here says, did you not like the Thing remake? I actually have not seen the Thing remake. Well, I mean, the remake of the Thing, and it's not even really a remake, it's a prequel. It's just everything is called the Thing. So it becomes very weird. James Cameron will die before Avatar 5. They're already a solid chunk through shooting Avatar 2, buddy. So by the time Avatar 3 comes out, they're probably going to be done with principal photography on Avatar 4 and 5 as well. Zachary here says, aside from Halloween, my favorite John Carpenter movie is The Thing. Yeah. Wait. Dragon Man here says, Vampires got 2 straight video sequels? What? I did not know that. I did not know that they did 2. Gary Kier confirms it by saying they made 2 direct-to-DVD sequels, Los Muertos and The Turning. I did not see. Wow, I didn't know that at all. I don't know how I didn't know that. I just never heard about that. Were they any good? I mean, I remember seeing the From Dusk Till Dawn sequel, renting that one when it hit home video, and the opening of that having Tiffany Amber Thiessen and Bruce Campbell for the elevator scene at the beginning of the movie. I was like, holy shit, dude, Bruce Campbell, awesome. And there's that. Gary here says, got to give love to Prince of Darkness and Christine. Yeah, dude, absolutely. So there's everything. Let's see. Batman Superman here says, the Marvel delays are also to make the Planet of the Apes sequels. What are you talking about? I know they're shooting the new Kingdom for the Planet of the Apes right now, or Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, but I don't know what you're talking about. Rational here asking, did I see the Lost Boys sequels? I actually did not see the Lost Boys sequels. I heard they were shit. I remember when they were promoting it and like Corey Feldman was running around as one of the Frog Brothers at Comic-Con, but that was really about it. Let's see. Jacob McKenzie for $2, man. Thank you so much. Says True Lies sequel or a reboot TV show. I mean, we're coming up on 30 years. It's been 28 years since True Lies came out, meaning that like since they filmed it, it's been almost 30. Schwarzenegger's in his 70s. Jamie Lee Curtis is in like her late 60s, maybe 70s. I forget how old Jamie Lee Curtis is. Eliza Dushku sure as fuck ain't coming back. I think probably doing a sequel with Harry Trask and or Harry Trasker leading the agency would probably be for the best, and then have a new group of recruits or whatever. However, a TV show could be fun provided Schwarzenegger's involved. I would very much love that. Rational here says they have a True Lies TV show. Did they ever actually do it? Did it ever get off the ground? Wait, with his son? Did they do it? Man, I don't know. Apparently there's a lot I don't know. I thought I knew more than I did. Garrick here says, imagine Mia Malkova doing the True Lies Jamie Lee Curtis dance. Stop. My dick can only get so hard. It's a meme. Or stop. I can only get so erect. There we go. Oh, that's your idea. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, it's a Canadian show? What? Let me Google this here. Hold on. Let me Google this. True Lies TV show. What the fuck? Is this new? Oh, this has got to be new, man. This has got to be new. I don't even know. Okay, hold on. Hold on here. There's a Chan Talks More Movies. 7-month matinee super chat. Thanks, buddy. Says, you hear about Madonna coming out as gay? I heard about something with Madonna. I don't know. Something she had said or something along those lines. I don't quite know what it is, but I know that it's definitely something. Hold on here. Okay, so they've got a True Lies trailer. Let's check this out here. I have. Is this for CBS? What the fuck? All right. Starring the guy is like starring the dude from like that Reba McEntire show. What the fuck?
Hey, sweetie, listen, the conference is running long.
Can't believe that you're gonna be late again. It's been like this for what, months?
It's a sales banquet.
Well, have fun in Cleveland.
And the girl from She-Hulk?
Please don't be mad at me. Seriously?
I love my wife. Give me a break.
Okay, mission review. You go in, kidnap the weapons dealer, and get him out. Also, Harry, Helen just texted to remind you about her work barbecue.
Respond. I didn't forget. Heart emoji. Kissy heart emoji.
Such a goofball.
I got 3 motorcycles coming in hot.
Made your favorite mac and cheese.
They're gaining on you.
I can't get a shot.
Hey, sweetie.
Hey, just playing a video game.
Nothing too violent, I hope.
Can you take him out?
Hey, everybody, I'm home.
Oh, good. I was worried about you.
I'm so sorry. I got stuck in Ohio. But I come bearing gifts.
100 places we'll never see, 100 things we'll never do. I have this need to feel some sort of excitement. I want passion. Helen, does Harry work late a lot? You have another trip, late night texts, secret phone calls.
Okay.
Our marriage is in crisis.
Helen, we're going to Paris tomorrow.
What?
Surprise.
You invited your wife on a mission?
Helen thought I was having an affair. I had to tell her something.
So you say you got a secret fantasy football league?
I've been a terrible husband.
No, Harry. I just miss how we used to be. Maybe there's more to life than car payments and getting the kids to school on time. I mean, don't you ever want adventure?
Helen, we need to get out of here now.
Unbelievable.
I mean,
Please don't be mad. I'm a spy.
You don't sell computers?
Well,
You've been lying about everything since we met. You put the children in danger.
the kids are fine.
This sucks too. His mommy was socks one.
The cat lady from next door?
She's a trained assassin.
I'm not sure his daddy was. It's complicated.
What about the time when we were in Maui? You said a helicopter made you airsick?
Oh, honey, please, give us wait.
This can't.
Okay. We're a team, right?
You had a successful mission. Welcome aboard, Helen.
What's the point of saving the world if you're not doing it for the people you love? Give me your hand! You okay?
That's one way to see Paris.
oh, wow. Wow. What the, what the hell, man? What the hell? I mean, yeah. It's missing the charm of Arnold, Jamie, and Tom. It really is. Even, I mean, Christ, man. If fucking like Bill Paxton hadn't died, he could at least brought some charm to that shit. I mean, I'll check it out. I will, when it drops, I'll check it out. Cause I, there's elements of it that can grow into being fun, I think. Man, that was not very great here. All right, let's see. Command unit here for 5. Astra Malarium box trailer. All right. We'll be winding it down here pretty soon. Again, this is a shorter stream anyway, because I just want to, it is what it is. All right. What exactly is next? I gotta find my screens again. I always get lost. With fucking, with this stuff here. All right, really quick. Let's talk about how Warner Brothers is in a dumpster fire right now. So, according to Puck News today, they said that Warner Brothers Television is laying off 26% of its workforce, 125 positions, in an effort to continue cutting costs. Layoffs across the TV studio's scripted, unscripted animation divisions. Further layoffs for other parts of Warner Brothers Discovery are expected. They also closed down their writers' workshop to bring in new and diverse writers. That whole program is now gone. This stuff is now gone. A lot of people out there are very much questioning, at least on social media, are questioning whether or not Warner Brothers Discovery will survive anymore. And to be fair, I have no idea where it's at. I talk about how it's a dumpster fire. I get that they're consolidating things. I get that they're trying to figure out things. I get all of that stuff. What I don't get is how they can sit there and like, or how, well, again, like the lack of communication from the people at the top. I feel like there hasn't been much communication. I think like the biggest thing has been like Game of Thrones and the DC stuff. And that's kind of what they're dangling in front of people to keep them interested. Other than that, I don't see it really doing the greatest right now. I just think it is kind of, it's just having itself a rough go of it. And I think it is going to try to sell. Daredevil here says, when isn't Warner Bros. Discovery a dumpster fire? That is true. Roman numerals here says, probably not if they're going to sell the property rights one by one. I don't know if they're going to piecemeal things out or just try to go for a straight up fire sale. Literally anything could happen on that front. Taylor here says, more like a landfill fire. Batman Superman here says, there's no Hollywood without Warner Brothers. That's not even remotely accurate. There's a lot going on with Hollywood that's outside of having that. That's outside of Warner. Warner is a pillar within Hollywood. Yeah, it's a pillar within Hollywood, but it is not the be all end all, and it is not something that can't be replaced. You know, I as much as I don't want movie theaters to be replaced, let's be honest here. In the next 10 years, they're going to be fundamentally different. They're just going to be fundamentally different. They've already changed greatly in the last couple of years. It's going to be a continued trend. Warner Brothers is not the only game in town, and under massive mismanagement now for well over a decade has seen them just kind of continuously fall down. And how they're also getting rid of their direct-to-consumer stuff with HBO Max Originals. They're really, really, really effing things up. Jordan here says, who needs the circus when you've got Warner Brothers Discovery? Yeah. Garrick here says, Zaslav is saying straight-to-streaming movies aren't profitable, but Disney is dropping direct-to-streaming movies every month. Hocus Pocus 2 is very successful. Yeah, Hocus Pocus 2, Chippendale Rescue Ranger, or the Chippendale movie, whatever, Rescue Rangers movie. That won an Emmy for best streaming film. Hulu just had Prey. Big. Prey was big. Hellraiser just dropped. There's a new one, like a rom-com, like Roseanne, whatever it is. I forget. It's something, I think it's like a Shakespearean thing that's kind of reworked. They just had The Princess on Hulu. They've got a bunch of stuff. Yeah, the direct-to-consumer market's massive. Warner Bros. Discovery is just like, they're being very stupid. Very stupid there. Well, here's the thing, Batman, Superman. If it's not for you, you have to understand that Batman, Superman, your logo will probably never, ever, ever happen again like that. Because they're never going to bring in someone like Zack Snyder to do that kind of storytelling. They're never going to give someone like that the freedom to do that shit again. The age of that has passed at Warner Brothers. It really has. Warner Brothers is not as filmmaker driven as they used to be. It's very much algorithmically run by the numbers. Donovan here says he's excited for Disenchanted coming to Disney Plus. And you know what? I liked the Enchanted. Disenchanted looks okay. It's going to be fun, I think. I was actually really surprised with how much I liked Hocus Pocus 2. Like, I really liked Hocus Pocus 2. So I think that in many ways, they could pull it off. They're doing pretty well. Venomous Prime here says Pete Davidson, Michelle Yeoh have been cast as Transformers for the upcoming Transformers movie. I did see that. Good for them. Tails here says Ugly Sonic got the redemption he deserves. Damn straight he did. I was actually talking about that yesterday with my brother, or the other day with my brother. I was asking him if he had seen Rescue Rangers, and he had it. And I'm like, dude, Ugly Sonic, man. And he's like, I know. And I'm like, Ugly Sonic, dude. So he's got to check it out. Let's see here. The Matt Reeves Batman was made under the old regime. Yeah, that's true. Funny thing, you mentioned that there was a little bit of an update on that today. I think Steven Weintraub, Frosty from Collider, was very much all giddy to talk about this. So he got an interview with Colin Farrell and asked about the Penguin. And Colin Farrell here says, I read the first script for the first episode, and it opens with my feet splashing through the water in Falcone's office, saying that it takes place a week after the end of the Batman, which is great. We're going to get a continuation of the post-flood Gotham, meaning all the riots, all the chaos, all the looting, all the destruction, everything that someone like the Penguin is going to need to come in and rule with an iron goddamned fist. That I'm excited for. Very much want to see what's going to happen with that. I'm more excited for what's coming out of the Batman than probably anything else in regards to the DC content. Yeah, that even means Henry Cavill as Superman. Look, I'm excited for it. If it happens, we'll find out more tomorrow. Like, I'm excited for it. But for me, I think I'm more connected with the Batman and what they're building up on the Matt Reeves side of things, because it feels like you've got a maestro behind the scenes actually coordinating stuff with the plan. Unlike the rest of it, which is like The Rock saying, well, the plan is to do a Black Adam versus Superman movie when Black Adam is a Shazam villain, So Shazam fans, however few of them there are getting screwed because they want to see this fight between two magic users go at it and not Superman versus Black Adam, because it's just, like I said, that's just a testosterone fueled ball fight. Anyway. Garrick here says, is it safe to say that Gotham Knights CW is going to get canceled? Most likely after the first season, I'd say that. Batman Superman here says, but let's not forget about Joker 2. As I said last night, I don't have much of an interest in it. I mean, that could change as time goes forward. I thought the Joker was a good movie. Not one that's needing of a sequel. I remember the last time that Todd Phillips was forced into doing sequels, we got the Hangover movies. I enjoyed them, but let's be fair, they're not as good as the original. This one is going to be a musical. Not that I really am all impressed with that. And it's also going to take place from the perspective of Harley Quinn in Arkham Asylum. That could be interesting, but I also have to ask myself, why? What does this movie show me that's going to make me care about that? And it so far, what we know about it hasn't done that, but that could easily change once I start seeing some footage on it. So there's that. All right. So Rational says here, they need to start filming Penguin now before Zaslav tries to axe it. It's going to start happening. Look, that's through HBO Max is what's going to happen. So that's a Casey Bloys division. And I think Bloys is behind it. So Garrick here says, do you think Dan Lin dodged a bullet by not becoming DC's Kevin Feige? I think Dan Lin would have been okay. If I'm being honest with you, I think Dan Lin would have been okay. I think what would have happened with him is he would have been able to come on in and make it his own thing, or tried to at least. Now, whether or not he would actually be able to be there long enough to get shit off the ground. I mean, the problem with Hamada is Hamada has had a couple years to try to reorient. And it kind of felt like they went back to the drawing board a little bit. And just now with Black Adam and going forward, it seems like they're starting to kind of bring more to the table and get something that seems like a cohesive universe off the ground. The problem with that, though, is, again, it went under new ownership, and that new company is broke as fuck. So there's that. Let's see. Anthony asks, what will happen with the Arkham show? I don't think the Arkham show is going to happen because of Joker 2 being in Arkham Asylum. I don't think it's going to happen. So Zachary here says, are we still in agreement that the Batgirl director should do Blade? Absolutely, man. I absolutely think that the Batgirl director should do Blade. Yeah, I don't think that... I saw people, some people saying that they would like to see Sam Raimi. Again, that kind of falls into some rumors that are floating around there, but I don't give the rumors any credit. They're just shit you see on fucking social media and people retweeting that, like, please let it be true. So I don't think that's going to happen. But I do think that the Batgirl directors right now are in the right spot to go over and do Blade. If they don't have any other previous commitments, they could definitely go and do that. Rational here asking, is Leslie Grace still the DCEU Batgirl? Hell if I know. I would assume she is. I don't quite know though. Grace Randolph said that Mahershala Ali will walk away from Blade. Grace says a lot of things. This guy's invested into it. He's also now being involved in the rewriting of the script. So he's going to be getting into the story side of things. It will be okay. So why is Bill Murray an idiot? Well, let's get to that actually, because that's something, again, we're kind of coming up on the hour mark and I do got to start kind of winding it down. So let's get into the final two stories here. Bill Murray has settled on a misconduct claim from an incident that stemmed from a movie called, I think it was called, what's it called? It's called Being Mortal. It was Aziz Ansari's first directorial debut as a feature. He had directed Master of None episodes before, but we found out months ago that Bill Murray ended up getting in some trouble and that ended up shutting down the production. That is still potentially going to lead to the movie being canceled. because they were about halfway through filming it. We don't quite know what's going on, but this is what happened with Puck. It says here, multiple sources tell Puck that Murray allegedly straddled and kissed via masks a much younger female production staffer. Murray may have thought that he was being funny, but the staffer interpreted his actions as entirely sexual and was horrified with what he had done. The woman made an official complaint and they entered mediation and was awarded $100,000. At the time, the film was about 50% done, and while the fate of the production is unknown, it was reported that it looks like it's headed towards cancellation rather than a reshoot. Now, that's why Bill Murray is dumb. It's like you can't fuck around. Like, you can't fuck around like that on these movies anymore. And you should have never fucked around like this on these movies. I mean, people look, you know, like I've told the story before. Like when I worked on the first feature film I worked on, the very first shot that we had was our lead actor fully nude looking out a window. And he was fully nude looking out a window. And I had to go over and I had to adjust the lights next to him that were illuminating him. I had to adjust the lights. And he looks at me and he just instinctively, as I'm adjusting the lights, and he's like right here, or like, well, about like right here, he just kind of flips and he goes, whoop. And I mean, full on twig, berries, bush, everything, dude. Everything was there. Like this next to my face, right? And he's like, hello. He's Brazilian. What I mean by that is like, I didn't agree to that. I didn't agree to like be fucking 6 inches away from this dude's dick and very impressive bush. You know what I mean? I like, you know, like you, like, is that something that like is appropriate? I think people should know there's going to be nudity on set and whatever. This guy was totally okay with it. Again, this was 2009. So it's been such a long time. And I think it's funny telling the story, but it's like, you have to be aware of how these things can play out and the interpretation that can happen from that. Bill Murray likes to joke around. Bill Murray, kind of like Jeff Garlin over there on, what was it? The Goldbergs. He recently just got fired. They kind of wrote him out with no fanfare in their 10th season, but he was going around and he kept getting reprimanded for language and things that he was saying. And it wasn't like, I think a lot of it was, he kept like yelling out pussy or something along those lines. Like, it's shit that he thought was funny. And this is something that Bill Murray thought was funny, but there is a line that got crossed and people were uncomfortable. And that's what I mean by being a fucking moron. It's like, look, you got to read the room for one. Like, there are things that I will say here on this show that I won't say on other people's platforms. And it's not that it's anything too terrible, but there's certain jokes I'll make or certain turns of phrases I'll use or things like that. And the reason why is this is my platform. This is Hollywood After Dark. This is my show. I'm responsible. Over there, that's their stuff. So I don't want to go over there and like ruin it for them. So you got to be really aware for all this stuff, right? And I do agree. I agree with Tales from the Hood here. He says, I have sisters and a daughter. I'd be pissed at Bill. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Like you can't do that. And that was wrong of him to do. And he definitely like was an idiot. And he paid $100,000, and it's probable that he won't be in the next Ghostbusters movie, which is going to be filming here pretty soon, coming out, I think, next year. You know, he'll probably not be in that. He probably won't be in anything for a while. But at the same time, you know, this is just, again, it's a warning. I mean, look, at least we can all agree that he was stupid and it wasn't a Harvey Weinstein. It wasn't another one. Well, I don't want to say, I was going to say another one of our heroes falling. Not to say Harvey Weinstein was never a hero. Don't get me wrong. But it's like, you know, certain people you don't realize have these tendencies on the side. Gina Davis came out and like had made comments about Bill Murray from when he was co-direct Quick Change from back in the day, you know, and again, I don't support any of that stuff. It's not good to yell at people, especially on film sets. It's a high stress environment anyway. A lot of it is low key, but like when you're running behind schedule and you're going up against the light and you have, you know, permits and things like that, it can become high stress, especially if there's like money problems or things like that. You're just trying to get it done. Yeah, that's a problem. At the end of the day, though, it's like, look, Bill hopefully will completely learn from this scenario and let's not do that again. And I would hope that everybody would learn from this scenario and just to not do that kind of stuff because it's inappropriate and it shouldn't be done. So, you know, Now, Joel here does make an interesting point, saying, I bet 90% of the audience doesn't care. Here's the thing with that. You're right. 90% of the audience will not care because 90% of the audience isn't going to know about this. That's why they won't care. And that is something that always should probably be talked about to some extent. But again, that's very true. The audience isn't really going to care because they don't follow the trades. They don't follow what's going on. They just want the content. They don't care how it gets there. Music Manager says, Matt, people don't like to let people grow. Oh no, I know. I know. Absolutely. Absolutely. So there's that. But anyway, Tony here says a lot of actors have had problems with Bill Murray when working with him. Yeah, he's a hard guy to work with. So Anthony says, is Bill still in Ant-Man 3? Yeah, maybe. They haven't said anything about it. He settled it, so it went to mediation. They settled it. It wasn't like, he put 2 in the pink, 1 in the stink or nothing like that. What he did was inappropriate behavior and should not have been done. And obviously apologies are needed and everything else, but it wasn't like, there was rape, which is good. If he had sexually had done that, come on, man. No, there's not no, you don't support that at all. So, Garrick here says, big news is made out of Weinstein and Kevin Spacey. This Bill Murray is mainly on the down low. Yeah, I know. Kevin Spacey has his trial, and he's trying to say that Anthony Rapp is lying and things like that. And Weinstein, that's going to be a big one. I think Weinstein is the one everyone's really looking at as more of that comes out. So Billionaire Boys Club, never made any money, so people do care. Was that the Rob Lowe thing? Right? I'm unfamiliar with that. I know he was accused of something a while ago. I read about that. I'm not too certain. But all right, here, let's get into the last little story of the night here. Tom Cruise is going to space. Folks, he's going to space. He's going to be the first civilian to do a spacewalk outside of the station. So Universal, right, in a bid to give Tom Cruise whatever the hell it is he wants, because they want the spectacle that is Tom Cruise, they're going to send him and Doug Liman to space, to the International Space Station, and he's going to don a spacesuit, and homie is going to walk around outside and shoot a movie in legitimate zero gravity. And that to me is just crazy. Tails here says he's going to meet Xenu. I swear to God, if I was an ISS astronaut, or if I was anywhere near that production and I was up there and Tom Cruise is outside, I would probably ask him, do you see any DC-8s with jet engines? I just would have to ask that question, because that's really what it boils down to. Universal is doing this. Universal is the one doing this here. What if his worldview crumbles? That would be interesting. That would be very interesting. So I think it'd be very cool to see. If we're going to get that here. Hey, what's up, RJ? We're just kind of winding things down here, getting towards the end. But I'm excited to see whatever he comes up with. Again, Doug Liman and Tom Cruise have made one of my favorite sci-fi movies, and that is Live, Die, Repeat, or Edge of Tomorrow. Would love to see a sequel. I think it's a fantastic movie. I do think it's underrated. I do think that Edge of Tomorrow is wildly underrated, and I fucking love it. And this is something that is just Tom Cruise is fuck it, dude. He's just going to do whatever he wants to do. And they're going to give it to him. They're just going to give it to him. So we'll have to see what happens with that. So, all right, we'll do about 5-6 minutes of questions from the audience, and then we will check out the little Warhammer bit, and then we're going to call it an effing day. There are things we'll talk about tomorrow that popped up today as well. Alan Moore made a very interesting comment about superheroes and fascism. I might make that a standalone video for tomorrow. Because that to me is very fascinating, because I kind of see the point he's trying to make. So Shiny here says edging of tomorrow. Yeah, there we go. Am I excited for the Exorcist film next year? No. Largely because I never saw The Exorcist. No, I saw the one that the Dominion or the New Beginning that came out like 20 years ago. I saw that one. But I've never seen the original Exorcist 1, 2, or 3. So I did see Repossessed. I did watch Repossessed, but no, I haven't. You know, I mean, I know like Ellen Burstyn is working with David Gordon Green to work on it and everything. Again, I really want to watch like Halloween, which I probably will do. I might do that tonight. I just want to check that one out. Because I really want to watch those and review those and talk about the Halloween franchise, having watching them all in very quick succession. So it's like I could do Halloween tonight, Halloween Kills, or ends tomorrow night, Halloween Kills on Thursday. And I might do that because I want to watch the Lord of the Rings finale on Thursday night. And I don't want to delay on that one. So I also don't want to sit there and start like a Halloween marathon and do 1, 2, and 3. And then like have to like stop, you know, in between 2 and 3 and then watch an hour of Lord of the Rings. I'm in a completely different headspace to be able to do that. I definitely want to see that. Taylor, I saw your Mario reaction on TikTok. And I think, you'd be best to like, you should have taken your YouTube video and just shrunk it down for TikTok, right? I think that would have been good. Or if you're going to do that, have your video reaction, but still put the trailer in the clip. And then that would, cause it gives people something to look at that you're reacting to. Otherwise, good stuff. Rational. Yeah, I know. We already talked about the John Carpenter Dead Space thing from earlier in the show. So Melania says, you've never seen the original. Stop the stream right now and go watch it. Yeah, I've never seen the original Exorcist. I'm sorry. So, I just, it's a different one on TikTok. It's not a different one on TikTok. You literally just like, you're recording wasn't you recording your YouTube video like this, and then you have your phone camera down like this? So it's like the same video, but just, it's like different angles. I would just take your YouTube video. Okay. Also, if you did 2 reactions, then you're also kind of lying to the audience. So you can't do 2 reactions to watch something for the first time. Yeah. As I said, shot with 2 cameras. Absolutely. So anyway, Skywalker Briner says Andor feels like a slow burn, but you feel like it's paying off. Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. Garrick here says, would you rather have Man of Steel 2 with Henry Cavill or a Batman movie written, directed, and starring Ben Affleck? Ooh. I'm going to go with the Affleck one, to be fair. And I say that because we've gotten 3 outings with, Henry Cavill, Superman. Only 2 with Ben Affleck. And I'm more of a Batman fan than I'm a Superman fan. And I like to see what he would do with it. I would prefer that. I don't know. How can you be a Batman Superman fan? And I don't fucking cares. I haven't seen every goddamn fucking movie out there. There's a lot that I haven't seen. There's a lot that I haven't seen here. Plushy here says practical effects will make a massive comeback. It definitely, practical will never die. Right? But it's always going to be enhanced by CG. Reed asking, what are your thoughts on the Spider-Man rumor? I don't know what the Spider-Man rumor is. Zachary here says, Michael Myers versus Jason Voorhees versus Freddy Krueger versus Chucky. Who wins? I'm going to go with Jason. Right? Because Michael Myers and Jason don't sleep, and Freddy's going to have a little bit of trouble. But then again, Chucky's a voodoo doll. So if you kill him, can he just go possess another, toy? So, yeah, let's see here. Garrick says, didn't Affleck's script have Deathstroke in it? It did. Jordan here says, I have yet to see the Matrix movies. See? There's a lot of movies. Reed here says that Spider-Man 4 will be a sequel to Daredevil Born Again. I don't know how much of that I believe, to be fair, dude. There's a lot that could happen between then and now. But I don't think they're going to want to use Spider-Man 4 as a sequel to anything. It's going to have to, they might want to set it up, but again, it's all about how the Sony deal works with Marvel. So, anyway, let's see. Fun fact, Andor carries a Bayar pistol, the same kind of firearm Kyle Katarn uses. Oh, that'd be cool. That would be dope, man. Have I watched the Chucky series? I have not watched the Chucky series. You have yet to see Gone with the Wind. Same here, actually. Same here. I hear, okay. The Chucky series answers the question. Yeah, I hear the Chucky series is really good. I hear it's really, really good. But anyway, let us get to the last thing here. You guys tell me to go watch stuff, and that's kind of the whole point of only doing shorter streams, so I can actually go sit down and watch something before I go to bed, because I still have to take the kids to school in the morning, so that's always fucking fun. All right, here, let's take a look here at the Warhammer. It's only a minute long. New Astra Militarum Army Box. I thought that said Canadian. I was like, yeah, dude, Canadian Drop Squad. Fuck yeah, man. They're gonna come in and fuck your shit up with hockey and poutine, bitch. But I called it. I said it was gonna be a figurine thing. Oh, that's cool. Cool. You're not a movie critic if you haven't seen Gone with the Wind. Well, sir, where do I say that I'm a critic? I'm a fan. Oh, am I a fan? No, I know there's stuff I got to watch there, definitely. But you know, hey, have you guys seen Them, the 1950s gigantic ant creature feature where they have a hive, an ant nest underneath the LA aqueduct? It's a fucking excellent movie. It's a fucking excellent movie. Kind of make fun of that in the movie Matinee. A little bit. Anyway. Am I playing those darn video games again? I know what I'm getting paid to show that. You know, so I don't know. Go fucking pay Grace Randolph, I guess. I don't know. All right, everybody. It's been a fun night. Thank you all so much. Rip Angela Lansbury, Bill Murray. Jesus, dude. Come on, man. And Tom Cruise going to space. Hollywood After Dark, folks. We'll be back on tomorrow night talking movies, or I don't know, I'll figure something out. I'll see you guys later. Thank you so much. Have yourself a great night. Be sure to like the stream and go watch a movie. Peace out, everybody.